Hello Year 2 and welcome back to your online home learning. I'm here to join you this morning for us to do some maths together. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll get going. Okay, hopefully you can see what I can see now. Now, you've done really well the last two lessons with your times table learning. I've been really impressed with what I have seen. So today is the last lesson on revisiting our times tables. And today we are revisiting the 10 times table. So to warm up our brains once again, just like yesterday, we're going to do a little bit of counting. We're going to count forwards and backwards in 2s, in 5s and in 10s. So I want you to count forwards and backwards in 2s, starting at 22 and counting to 48 and back. Then I want you to count forwards and backwards in 5s from 5 to 45 and then back, and count forwards and backwards in 10s from 0 to 60 and then back. Have a go at doing that on your own first, and then we'll do it together in a moment. Okay, hopefully you've had some time to do that counting now. So we're going to start off by counting in 2s together from 22. So I'm just going to circle 22 for us. And then counting to 48 down here. Okay, all together after 3. 1, 2, 3. 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48. Now let's go backwards. 1, 2, 3. 48, 46, 44, 42, 40, 38, 36, 34, 32, 30, 28, 26, 24, 22. Okay, well done. Let's now count in 5s, starting at 5 and going to 45. Okay, so let's circle those numbers for us. So from 5 to 45. Okay, after 3. 1, 2, 3. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Okay, now let's count backwards. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Okay, and finally, let's count forwards and backwards in 10s from 0 to 60. Okay, so we'll say 0 and we'll go down to 60. Okay, ready, steady, go. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And then backwards we go. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 and 0. Okay, well done everybody. Okay, so as I said earlier, you have done so well with practicing your 2 and your 5 times tables now. So finally today, our last times table to practice is the 10 times table. Okay, so to start off with then, I want you to think about the multiples of 10, as we have done for 2s and 5s. So what are the multiples of 10? And can you notice a pattern? Pause the video here and just have a little look on the 100 square. Can you spot the multiples? Okay, hopefully you've had some time to explore those multiples of 10 and hopefully to find a pattern. So here are the multiples of 10. So they all go down this column here, all in the same column. Okay, so we have 10, then 20, okay, then 30. Now I wonder what you notice about that ones digit there. What is the ones digit all the way down? Okay, it stays at 0. So all of the multiples of 10 end in 0, and it's just the 10s digit gets 1 more each time. Okay, so let's have a look at this picture then. Now to tell you now, each box of crayons has got 10 crayons in it. So just like we've done with the flowers last lesson, I want you to look at how many crayons are there all together. So how many groups of 10 are there? And you're going to count in tens to help you find the total. I also would like you to have a go at writing a multiplication number sentence, just like you did last lesson. So looking at how many groups of 10 you have, and then counting up in tens to find the total. Okay. Hopefully you've had a chance to have a look at this picture and to write down that multiplication number sentence. So first of all, let's count our groups of 10. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 groups of 10. And let's count in tens to find the total. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I'm going to look underneath here. We have 6 groups of 10, or 6 multiplied by 10, and the total is 60. So there are 60 crayons altogether. Now, I wonder now, what if there were, as our challenge X, what if there were 10 packs of crayons? Okay, what would the number sentence be then if there were 10 packs of crayons? That would be 10 groups of 10, which would total 100. And then another question for our challenge X, if there are 50 crayons altogether, how many packets are there? So remind yourself of how we worked this one out last lesson. Remember, we counted up in the multiples until we got to that total to find out how many groups. So here, we need to count up in tens until we get to 50 and find out how many groups of 10 there are. So count with me in tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, so there are 5 packets of crayons if there are 50 altogether. Okay, another picture now then. So we've got some bottles that are on a wall. Now, we've got a fact here. So one wall can only fit 10 bottles on it. So we want to know how many walls there would be if we wanted to, or how many walls we would need. So if there were 30 bottles, how many walls would there be? How many walls would we need to fit 30 bottles? So again, the questions you need to think about is you need to think about how many tens go into 30 and have a go at counting in tens up to 30. Okay, have a go at that first on your own and have a go at finishing off this multiplication number sentence. Okay, let's do it together then. So we're counting tens up to 30. 10, 20, 30. Okay, so hopefully you've got the same as me. 3 groups of 10 equals 30, or 3 multiplied by 10 equals 30. So to fit those 30 bottles, you would need 3 walls. Okay, and finally we have got some number tracks. So again, I want you to pause the video here, write down these number tracks, filling in those missing numbers. Okay. Hopefully you've had some time now to go through these number tracks and to fill in those missing spaces. Okay, so here we are. So we have 20 as our first gap, 50 as our second gap in that first sequence. In our second sequence, 60 is the gap here, and 90 is the gap here. And then this one was a difficult one. 80 was our first gap, and then 100, counting in tens, the next number would be 110. Well done if you managed to get that one. That was a really tricky one. Okay, now finally for your practice. Now this looks a little complicated, but it's not quite as complicated as you think. Each one of these colours is a different question. So there are 4 questions, 4 sequences to complete. So looking at just this one for now. So we've got one side smallest, one side greatest. You've got number sentences, all multiplying 10. You've got 2 multiplied by 10 and 9 multiplied by 10. So which number sentence could you write in the middle that would be in between the smallest number sentence and the greatest number sentence? And then look here now, So now you've got these two number sentences and you need to fill in the smallest number sentence. Again, looking at the same for each of them. Now, it's up to you how you want to lay this out. You could just draw the arrow and then write 3 number sentences. You can draw it like this if you want to, with the 3 boxes, okay? But that's your main challenge for your practice to have a go at. And then as your challenge X, you might want to go back and write the answers to each of the number sentences. So you can see that the numbers are in order from smallest to greatest, okay? Pause the video here and take some time to go through these questions. Okay, hopefully you've had some time to look at some or all of these sequences. So we're going to have a look at the answers together. So now you might not have the same answers as me, but that's okay, because for this one, for the top blue one, you could have any number between 2 and 9. So you could have had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 multiplied by 10 would be fine. Here, the answer has got to be 1 multiplied by 10 because that's the only number between 0 and 2. Here, again, the answer for the orange one has got to be 0 multiplied by 10 because that's the only one that's smaller than 1 multiplied by 10. And then for this bottom green one, again, you could have had, for smallest, any number that's less than 5 or any number greater than 5 for the box on the right. Okay, so well done. That was quite a challenge for that one. So well done if you managed to get those. Okay, so finally, again, this is the last lesson, but again, you're going to repeat the same task you've done the last couple of days, but this time with multiplication number sentences, multiplying 10. So I want you to draw a picture, or you're more than welcome to use resources around your home if you want to. So whether you have cubes or cars or teddies, whatever you want to use to help you to solve each of these multiplication number sentences. If you'd rather, you may want to use 100 square to help you. Counting up in 10, so we're counting 8 groups of 10, counting up in 10s 8 times until we find the answer, okay? Completely up to you how you want to lay this out, how you want to answer them, but there's just those 5 number sentences there to solve. Okay, so let's have a look at our challenge X then. It says, on sports day, Jack runs 10 meters 7 times. Which of these calculations do not describe the word problem? Okay, you're thinking about which calculations do not describe the word problem. You may want to find the calculations that do describe the word problem and cross those ones out so that you know that's not the right answers. Now, once you've decided which calculations do not describe the word problem, I want you to explain why. So you may want to write down the 2 number sentences that don't describe the word problem and then write down your reason. Okay? So then we're just going to have a quick look at our answer for our challenge X. So 10 add 7 would be incorrect because he has run 10 meters 7 times, not 10 meters and then 7 meters. And this number sentence adding 7 is incorrect because he does not run 7 meters each time, he runs 10 meters each time. So the 2 correct number sentences would be the repeated addition with 10 and the 7 multiplied by 10 there. Okay, and lastly, looking at our fluency number sentence, 8 multiplied by 3, or 8 groups of 3. So 8 multiplied by 3, the total of that would be 24. Okay, well done if that was the answer that you managed to get as well. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me for our maths lesson today, Year 2. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I hope you enjoy getting on with your main activity. Have a really great afternoon, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Goodbye for now.